say I always get things done early? Or
Perfect, yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah. That would be positively written in the present tense and, very believable.
Should you avoid using words, though, that are definite, like never or always, or because that doesn't leave a question.
Maybe. I don't know. If you're one who worries about failure, if failure is a thing for you, to me it doesn't matter to me when I so-called fail. I call it an outcome, not failure. And so if I say I always do it and I don't, then okay, whatever. But if you're like, I always do it and then I don't do it and you don't like that, then you're going to have a little self-efficacy, self-esteem drop. So it depends, I think. But I would tend probably to try to avoid the I always and just say, what was the rest of your sentence?
I get things done on
Yeah,
time.
there you go. I get things done on time. Okay, that's even better. Does that fix your... Okay. So, going through these, it says, in general, the shorter and simpler the affirmation, the more effective. It should be a clear statement that conveys a strong feeling. The more feeling it conveys, the stronger impression it makes on your mind. So, like we said with these tail enders, that's the one that's got the feeling. So we want to make sure that we really can add some juice to it, some emotional juice to it, so that it will, start the engines running. But it needs to be short. So you wouldn't say, yeah, I get stuff done most of the time, but on Thursdays I give myself a day off. A little long, unnecessary. Okay. Always choose affirmations that feel totally right for you. What works for one person may not work at all for another. An affirmation should feel positive, expansive, freeing, and supportive. If it doesn't, find another one or change the words until it feels right. Of course, you may feel emotional resistance to any affirmation when you first use it, especially one that is really powerful for you and is going to make a real change in your consciousness. That is simply the ego's initial resistance to change and growth. Did you catch that? That was a lot of stuff. But if you feel resistance, call that a good thing. If it's just your limited conscious mind going, I don't know if I can do that. If you really want it, see, a long time ago, when I learned about this quite a few years ago, I said, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to see if it works. And I created for myself a few affirmations, but one of them sounds like this. I just said to myself, I'm the healthiest person I know. Now, whether that's true or not, again, it's a belief. That is a belief just like these are beliefs. That's all these affirmations are. We're trying to instill a belief up onto the stage. And so I say to myself all the time, I'm the healthiest person I know. And in 20 years, I've gotten sick 4 times where I couldn't function in a normal way in the day. I never, ever get sick. I really don't. I can't remember the last time I was sick. And when they bring these silly immunizations around, or vaccinations, or whatever you call it, for the flu, I don't need those. And what I've found as I keep saying this to myself, and I'm really not trying to brag or anything. This is just my experiment with myself on this. That's all it is. I find myself, when I say I'm the healthiest person I know, I find myself, I still, like yesterday we made these cookies that are like this big with big old chocolate kisses in them, in the middle of them, and we probably had 15 of them. I mean, we made a whole batch, our family. And the thing is, I find that the things that I do don't have an effect on my well-being because my subconscious mind is pretty much at work here. But the other thing about it is I find myself doing things or being presented with things or going to things or, well, mostly doing things or buying things that tend to promote my health. I don't have to consciously think, okay, what am I going to do this week that's going to keep me healthy? It just happens. And I know that sounds like, you're really pushing things, Mike. I think you're really... But I wanted to see if this was a real idea before I present it to somebody else, and it seems to work. And I just keep saying that over and over and over again to myself, especially when other people around are getting the flu or whatever sickness seems to be going around.